Vijay Mahajan, Africa Rising, How 900 Million African Consumers Offer More Than You Think. Step into the rapidly transforming landscape of Africa, as brought to life by Vijay Mahajan's eye-opening book, Africa Rising, How 900 Million African Consumers Offer More Than You Think. Delve into the diverse market segments that constitute this vibrant continent, unraveling the potential each holds for savvy investors. Discover Africa's burgeoning middle class, the innovative companies making the most out of Africa's unique circumstances, and the unstoppable youth generation poised to lead Africa into a prosperous future. With compelling anecdotes and personal stories, this book summary will take you on a journey that reveals a side of Africa rarely seen in the media, and that challenges conventional notions of the continent as a perpetual charity case.
Thriving business in Zimbabwe. In 2006, Zimbabwe's economy was in chaos due to harmful policies and Western sanctions. However, some businesses like InScore thrived despite the challenges. InScore started as a fast food chain in Harare and expanded to owning several restaurants catering to different segments of society. The company operates in over 12 African countries and remains profitable today. The success of companies like InScore proves that Africa is not just a charity case but is also an essential economic market. If businesses can survive and prosper in Zimbabwe's unstable economy, imagine the opportunities in more stable countries. The three segments of Africa's market. Africa's market is divided into three segments: Africa 1, Africa 2, and Africa 3. Africa 1 includes the elite, while Africa 2 forms the middle and sub-middle class, and Africa 3 consists of the poorest group. Companies have targeted Africa 2, but Africa 3 presents a challenge since they live on minimal budgets. Nestlé and Procter & Gamble have adopted innovative strategies by offering tiny portions and low prices to attract Africa 3's business. The African market has enormous potential, with more than 900 million consumers. It can be divided into three segments: Africa 1, Africa 2, and Africa 3. Africa 1 constitutes the upper class and is already on companies' radar. Africa 2 comprises the middle and sub-middle class, which is becoming more affluent and influential rapidly. On the other hand, Africa 3 forms the poorest group. Companies have designed products for Africa 2 since it is seen as a viable market. However, appealing to Africa 3's business requires a different approach since they live on meager budgets. Nestlé and Procter & Gamble have adopted innovative strategies by providing mini portions and low prices of their products. Nestlé offers bottles that hold only a few sips of clean water at a low price of 13 cents, while Procter & Gamble provides mini portions of detergent and soap. These strategies resonate with Africa 3's consumer base since they can afford tiny portions and low prices. Companies need to understand the three segments of Africa's market and strategize accordingly to succeed. Successful business strategies in Africa. African firms have found success by solving structural problems themselves and shaping their business strategies according to existing infrastructure. Despite challenges such as unreliable electricity, entrepreneurs have organized projects including the Grand Inga Dam and the use of solar panels and jatropha oil for energy. The key to success in Africa is to find out what already works and make the most of it. The impact of mobile phones in Africa. Mobile phones have revolutionized Africa's communication industry, with the region's cell phone market developing faster than any other in the world. Mohammed Ibrahim, the founder of Celtel, has played a significant role in this transformation. He built the power and communication infrastructure from scratch and even sold Celtel for $3.4 billion to MTC Kuwait. He sponsors a $200 million fund to support African entrepreneurs, putting his earnings back into the continent. The impact of cell phones on economic development in Africa far exceeds their importance on other continents. Small businesses have blossomed, spawning entire industries in areas where people never had landlines. Prepaid minutes have become a form of currency, and many more people have cell phones than bank accounts. This has led to the pioneering use of cell phones for banking transactions in Africa. The entertainment sector is exploring ways to reach a broader audience through cell phones, and in Nigeria, people can already watch the news on their phones. Cell phones have also revolutionized healthcare in rural areas in Rwanda, connecting clinics, patients, and doctors by cell phone. Additionally, people who live in rural areas of Kenya benefit from Celtel's power generation, which they pirate for their use since it gives them an incentive to keep Celtel's towers intact. Opportunities and challenges faced by Africa's youth population. With over 40% of its population being 14 years old or younger, Africa presents a unique opportunity for companies to target youth-related products. However, this age imbalance also poses a possible threat to the continent, as studies have shown that countries with excessive youth are more likely to experience civil conflicts and dictatorships. Despite this, young Africans are among the world's most optimistic and are pushing for democracy, transparency, and an end to corruption. Many initiatives focused on education are being implemented, such as the One Laptop Per Child and Classmate Computer initiatives, which have seen an improvement in students' performance by up to 25%. Ultimately, development in Africa may evolve from the ambitious spirit and energy of its youth population. The rise of Nollywood. Nigerian businessman Kenneth Nebu unintentionally created one of the world's biggest movie industries when he imported blank video cassettes to Nigeria. His decision to fill the cassettes with a low-budget movie about a man who killed his wife in a cult ritual was a hit and inspired others to create similar movies. This led to the birth of Nigeria's movie industry, or Nollywood. Today, Nollywood produces over 2,000 movies per year, making it the third-largest movie industry in the world by earnings, after Hollywood and Bollywood. Opportunities and responsibilities in Africa. Africa is experiencing a brain gain as returning expats bring home expertise and motivation to create change. Sub-Saharan African expatriates transfer large sums of money back to their home countries, and companies are tapping into this market by offering convenient ways to transfer money. Corporate social responsibility is crucial for businesses operating in Africa. Companies like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and Novartis work to address problems related to HIV, AIDS, drinking water, and disease. To succeed in Africa, respect for the people and a thorough understanding of the community is necessary, a concept encapsulated in the Zulu term Ubuntu, meaning, I am because you are. Rethinking Development Aid. The effectiveness of development aid is often questioned, with some claiming it has a negative impact on a country's development. This perpetuates the idea of Africa as a passive beggar and not an active agent of change. NGOs should focus on promoting entrepreneurship and self-driven development, with microlending as a potential solution. However, the most significant source of change should come from within Africa itself.
In conclusion, Africa Rising delivers a fresh perspective on the African continent and its vast potential, opening readers' minds to the opportunities beyond conventional aid or charity. The book successfully illustrates the different market segments within Africa and the innovative companies that are making strides in serving these diverse demographic groups. The dynamism and optimism of Africa's youth is a driving force of change in the continent, and the various technological, educational, and entrepreneurial initiatives are shaping a new narrative. As the continent continues to encounter challenges and develop solutions, it becomes more crucial than ever to appreciate the opportunities offered by Africa's growing market and invest in its promising future.